everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new Decades episode. I am super excited for today because we are going to be having the Samuel and Elsie reunited and hopefully it'll feel good. I know both of them are gonna have a lot of questions for one another, so I hope you are all looking forward to today's episode. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alrighty, so we are at the girls' place. The girls just finished having their barbecue and we're gonna start to get the kiddos ready for bed. Both the kids are actually doing really great. Little Max has communication level 3. His movement is 3 and he's doing not too bad. And little Elijah is doing pretty good also. Doris has been a huge help with Elsie around the house. Looks like Max is gonna have to go potty first, so I'm gonna get her to start potty training Max. And if you remember in the last episode when we were with these girls, Doris did a little bit of a investigation and she learned that, you know, Samuel was gonna be on leave really soon coming back home. So I think that Elsie is so excited to finally be able to tell him about his kids, you know, meet up with him and be like, you know, find out what's going on, because she's been trying to find out where he is and message him constantly and he hasn't responded to anything. And I think at this point Elsie is feeling really worried that maybe he has moved on, or you know, he's just not interested in her and anything to do with the kids, and that makes her really scared. I think she feels much happier knowing that she's got this beautiful lady here to help. Doris has been by her side and really helping her stick to it. So Doris has been really helping around the house. She's been doing a lot of work with the kiddos and she has really been enjoying it. So I'm going to get Elsie to come out and pay her bills. And as you can see, as she is coming out to pay her bills, she sees little handsome Samuel and he knocks on the door. And so she's gonna come over and she's gonna be like, Samuel, you look great. You're okay. I'm so happy to see you. I can't believe you're alive. And he's like, oh, she's really happy to see him. I did not have her do that. Whoa. And he's like, whoa, I was not expecting that as the intro to you. She's like, you look amazing. Your uniform's great. I've missed you so much. Are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine, Elsie. I'm surprised that you're so excited to see me. She's like, what do you mean? I was so worried. He's like, well, if you were so worried, how come I never heard from you? I've been serving in the military. I don't get one letter. And now I find out I have kids and you can't even be bothered to tell me. And she's like, what are you talking about, Samuel? I've sent you a letter like every single day. And so he's really mad. So I'm going to have them maybe just get in a little argument. I don't want them to be super mad. And so she's gonna be like, I can't believe you come over here to my house and you start yelling at me and getting mad at me. I have been trying to raise your children by myself with no help from you or your family, and you're telling me that I'm in the wrong? He's like, you had no right to keep this from me. Of course I would have been there for you. She's like, well, you didn't. You weren't there for me. He's like, I sent you a letter every day to Emma's place, like you told me where you were going to be staying. She's like, well, they never got anything from you. And he's like, well, I never received anything from you. So Elsie's going to be like, wait a minute, let's stop fighting. So she's going to be like, let's just calm down. And she's going to give him a hug and she's going to be like, look, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to get in an argument with you. Obviously, we both are missing some information that I didn't know about. And he's like, obviously. She's like, I swear to you, I sent you a letter every single day. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell your family. They didn't want to hear about it. So he's like, it's okay. I forgive you. And she's like, your kids are sleeping right now. It's really late. You can come in and see them, but I don't want to wake them. They're really a lot of work. So he's like, okay. So I'm gonna have them come in here together. That way he can at least see his kiddos sleeping. And she's going to basically say the one on the right is little Elijah and the one on the left is Max. He's like, I can't believe I have twins. I'm a twin and now we have twins. So he's really happy. I can tell he's really thrilled. They both really want to woohoo, but I don't have a bed for them to woohoo in. Oh, I guess they can woohoo in the shower. There we go. So I'm just going to let them have a little bit of time together in the shower, reconnecting. Everybody's asleep. It's like the only place they have any little privacy. It looks like they're both really happy, and the argument really didn't affect their relationship at all. So finally, after way too long apart, Elsie is pulling her handsome guy into the shower so they can have their moment of reconnecting. I think both of them are a little bit confused about what's been going on, but they definitely know that they want to be together. In the meantime, this little girl has woken up because she's hearing a lot of noise. So she's like, what is going on? So she goes into the bathroom and she's like, Elsie, are you okay in there? What's going on? Woo! And she's like, Elsie, are you in there alone? And all she hears is Elsie and Samuel, and they're like, go away, get out! And they both come crawling out. And she's like, oh, hi, Samuel. I see you're back. He's like, yeah, I'm back. So, like, I'm gonna give you guys some privacy and I'm gonna go to sleep. And Doris is gonna say that. Elsie's like, okay, thanks. So Samuel's going to say to Elsie, like, listen, I really don't have long. I only have a few days here, so maybe we could get together tomorrow and I can hang out with the kids and meet them and figure out what's going on. And so Elsie's like, okay, that sounds good. I'm really looking forward to it. So she's going to go off to sleep, and we'll figure that out tomorrow. But right now, we are going to switch over to Samuel, and we are going... Well, first I will add him to our family just so I can control him. And we're going to travel with Samuel back over to his house because I think that Samuel, after talking with Elsie, he has come to his own conclusion that his family probably has something to do with what's been going on. So it's really late at night, and Samuel has come home to his father's house, and his little sister Madison is actually out here. He's gonna ask about her date. Madison is his youngest sister. She is not a part of the twin group. She is more of like Ami and Bailey's age, and she's so gorgeous, isn't she? So Samuel's gonna say hello to her, and his father's up, and he's like, son, you're home. He's like, yeah, you got the order. You knew I was coming home today. And Winston's like, oh, well, I've got lots of work to do. I don't have time for you. And he's like, don't worry, it won't take long. He's like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, why didn't you tell me about my children? And his father's like, I do not know what you're talking about, Samuel. And if you're going to speak to me that way, I do not have time for this. Do you know I am trying to win a war? So he's like, look, he's got the crib. He's like, how dare you lie to me? He's like, you knew I had children and you kept it from me. You're the only person that would have been able to control the letters coming in and out. You know that she was trying to get a hold of me. You know that Elsie was trying to tell me. He's like, ugh. Listen, I'm trying to protect you, son. Do you really want to ruin your life for some girl who has no status in the community? You are my son. You are supposed to represent this family and what we represent. He's like, you have a higher standard to hold up to. He's like, yeah, well, whether she meets your requirements or not, I am the father of her children and I am in love with her. So I don't care what you say. So he's going to tell his father, you know, that he knows what he's been up to and that he's really mad. He's like, well, you can blame your mother for this. She's the one who saw that poor young girl giving birth at the hospital. And so Samuel is like super frustrated, really mad. And he's like, I can't believe it. So he's going to go yell at his mom too. So he's going to yell at his mom and be like, I can't believe you didn't tell me. You saw her at the hospital and you didn't tell me. And his sister is like, Mary is like, Samuel, I've been telling you for years that girl's not good enough for you. You're wasting your time. And she just walks away. So Samuel's pretty hurt because his family intentionally made sure that no letters got to him and was trying really hard to keep his children a secret from him. That way he wouldn't get involved with them and they could control, the media and the coverage. So Samuel is really hurt by his father and really hurt by his mother, and he feels like they have completely betrayed his trust. Anyways, so he is going to head back over to Elsie's. He's like, I'm not staying here anymore. You guys are not my family. I have no respect for you, and you will not be seeing me or my children. You will have zero involvement, and I don't care what you think. So Samuel is going to go back to Elsie and check in on her, make sure she's doing okay. So it's really early the next morning. It looks like the girls are up. He is really angry. He is feeling like it was a no-win scenario. Elsie's gonna come out and she is going to be friendly, and I think she's going to try to make him feel a little bit better. Oh my gosh, every time she sees him, she gives him a really big kiss. That is so cute. And he's gonna be like, listen, Elsie, I talked with my family. They were the ones that were hiding this from each other. My mom saw you the day you were at the hospital giving birth. She's like, I didn't see her there. He's like, well, you did give birth to twins. You were probably pretty out of it. Anyways, so he's really angry, but he is finally here and he's gonna take care of everybody. This little guy needs his dirty diaper changed. So Doris has been taking care of everybody. Samuel is going to come in and he is actually going to meet his sons because they're both awake now. And he's like, wow, Edward was right. Elijah really does look like me. And there's definitely no doubt. Oh my gosh, this little one, Max, is wobbling over. I'm sure that this would just bring Samuel to absolute tears meeting his children, his sons, and if anything, it gives his meaning in the war even more, or his role in the war even more important. He's like, I cannot have anything happen to these kids. These children deserve to have a brighter future than I have. So Elsie's like, do you want to spend the day with us? He's like, yes, I would love that. So Doris is like, well, let me just get out of the way. I'm gonna sneak out of here. These two need a little bit of privacy. I'm gonna just go to the library. So me and Doris are gonna let this little cute family have a little bit of privacy, and I will meet you over at the library with her. So Doris has arrived here, and while she is coming to the library, she actually runs into super adorable Albert. And she's like, oh, it's so great to see you. So they've decided they're going to sit down. And she's like, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? How's your family? And Albert's going to be like, we're doing okay. And she's like, oh, I'm so happy to hear that. You're looking great. He's like, oh, thank you. And she's going to be like, so what's new? And he's like, well, actually, I'm shipping out tomorrow for war. I got my draft number called, and she's like, oh, I am so sorry to hear that, Albert. That really breaks my heart. You're such a great guy. And he's like, well, don't talk about me as if I'm already gone. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. He's like, it's okay. He's like, I'm just been spending my day out here trying to, enjoy my last day of, freedom, so to speak, before I have to leave. She's like, oh, well, you better make sure it's a fun time then. And he's like, yeah. So he's gonna say, he's like, well, I don't really have anyone to spend the day with. Would you mind spending the day with me? It would be really nice to not spend my last day home, alone. So Doris is like, oh, well, of course. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I have to stay away from my house anyways because there's a lot of drama going on where I live, so it's best that I'm gone. So she's like, what would you like to do? He's like, well, I guess we could maybe go for a swim, go fishing. I don't know, I'm up for anything. So I'm gonna get the two of them to travel together. So these two have decided to come to the roller skate park. Some of it's a little bit modern. This kind of looks like 70s, 80s vibes, but that's okay. I just really wanted them to get out and have fun. And there was definitely rollerblading in the 40s, so I feel like it's still very realistic. Oh yeah, I forgot he's a dance machine. A dance machine. So both of them really like dancing. So both of them are hanging out, they're dancing. I think that Albert is feeling really good. I think he's really appreciative that she has made him, you know, feel not so alone. So I really would like them to come skate together. Do I have them in a group? Of course, look at this guy coming over like, hey, pretty lady. So she's like, let's go skate together. It'll be so much fun. And Doris is a lot like her mom in the sense that like she feels like she has a duty to everyone. It's her duty to know everything that's going on. It's her duty to get involved. And so, you know, the fact that, oh, he just fell. The fact that Albert just invited her out, she's like, feels really responsible for him and making sure he has a good time on his last day off. So she is super determined to spend the entire day with him, whatever it is, and just make him feel not alone. They both also really love to dance, so I think I'll get them to come upstairs and do a group dance together here at the pub or at the bar. They're so cute. I feel like we should put some swing on the radio. So she has learned that he is a bookworm. So they're gonna get a table together and they're gonna talk about life. They're gonna be like, I can't believe your dad and my grandpa used to hang out. He's like, yeah, it's crazy. She's like, he must have been really old when you were born. He's like, he was much older. My mom was quite a bit younger once they got married. It was his second marriage. She's like, that's so cool. I'm so happy that they, you know, he found love. I heard his first wife wasn't very nice. No offense. So they've decided to come out here and fish. And while Doris is spending time with Albert, she actually ends up forming a little bit of a crush on Albert. And she's like, oh, I actually really like this guy. He's so entertaining. I can see Doris maybe being pansexual, where she's just interested in people in general, more attracted to a personality and, you know, just who they are inside. And I think that's why she can have feelings towards, you know, multiple people. So I feel like she's like, oh, I actually really like this guy. And I feel like she feels bad because she definitely really likes Audrey also. But as you can see, like their romance bar is a little bit higher, but their friendship bar is a little bit lower. So I feel like she's still young. She has the opportunity to, you know, choose whichever she would like. So she's just going to spend her day hanging out with him. So it looks like they're both having a good time. And so Albert's gonna be like, you know, I really appreciate the fact that you took the time, you know, and spent it with me today. I don't really have a lot of friends. Most of my friends are overseas already, and you know, it's a little scary to think that I'm gonna be gone tomorrow, and you know, I don't know what to do. At least my mom has Lily and her husband. It's not like she'll be alone. She's like, it's gonna be okay. She's like, fortunately, like all of my uncles are over there right now. Like you might even be with them. And he's like, that's true. You know, maybe I'll see them there. She's like, look for the Dempseys. I hear they're all across. She's like, even my cousin's there, Stanley. He's so young. Make sure you say hello to him if you see him for me. So I think she's really bonding over the fact that they both have, you know, family there, that he's going. So I think that that makes him feel better, that maybe wherever he's going, he's not necessarily going to be alone. And so he's going to say, like, do you think maybe you could write me while you're gone? Like, it'd be really nice to know that I have someone that's going to be sending letters to me. And she's like, I could totally write letters to you. I don't mind. He's like, that would be really awesome. And she's like, yeah, I love writing. My mom is a writer after all. Like, it comes naturally to me. So he's like, that's really awesome. You know, I really appreciate that. She's like, anytime. So anyways, I'm really happy that, you know, they had a good time. He completely left. He has an early morning. He has asked her to meet him at the train station to say goodbye in the morning, and she's agreed to. So I think Doris is really happy that she was able to keep him company and, you know, maybe make him feel not so alone and offer to send him letters, you know. She feels like a job well done for Doris, you know. So she's gotten home really late. It looks like the kids are all having a great time with Samuel and Elsie. And I think Samuel wants to be the one to put his kids to sleep tonight. So he is going to go ahead and put Toddler to bed. He's going to put Elijah to sleep first. Tuck in little Max. Oh, what a great dad, hey? So he's gonna come in and he's gonna say, listen, Elsie, I know this is really fast, but I just love you so much. I'm really sorry that I haven't been here for you, but I have to leave in the morning, like in 4 hours. Will you be my wife? So he's asking her in the gross, grimy bathroom. He's like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fight off the bad guys. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna live our lives. So Elsie is like, yes, of course, Samuel, I will marry you. He's like, well, we're gonna have to make this really quick. Doris is home. I think we should go right now. She's like right now? And he's like, yeah, like right now. And she's like, okay, let's do it. So these two are going to run off really quickly to the local church, and they're gonna get married in the middle of the night while everybody is sleeping because they know they don't have a lot of time. I'm back. I'm sorry. Excuse that little dip out. Anyways, so he's like, I do not want my family to get in the way. They cannot say no if we're married. So that is his way of protecting Elsie and making sure that even if something happens to him, his family will have no choice but to care for Elsie and his children. So it's just the two of them. Nobody else is here. He's worn his military suit. I wonder if we have, let's see. I mean, this is like the nicest outfit she has. They're not really super, you know, planning to get married and buy a wedding dress. They just want to get married right away. So they're running into the church. This is actually the church that Emma got married at and Harry got married at. So a lot of family members have been married here. They don't care if anyone's here to witness it. They just want to be together. Aww. I know it's so rushed, but I can just see it with the war being so close. Elsie wanting to make sure, just like Edward and Elizabeth did, that, you know, they at least tried to be together. And, you know, she really loves Samuel. She has her whole life. So they're like, we'll figure out all of the details later. Let's just do this because you're leaving tomorrow. Aww. Oh, there we go. They're married. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, so they are married. She is so excited to finally be with Samuel. And he's like, now my family will be forced to take care of you. So we will change her last name to Gibbs. So it's going to be Elsie Gibbs. And we'll also change the kid's last name. But Samuel's like, you know what? My family will probably give you a hard time, but at least now you have my last name. They can't do anything about it. Oh, I'm so happy for them. I'm sad, but it's just the way it is. So he's like, I gotta go, Elsie. I gotta leave right now. I have to be on the train for 6. And she's like, this isn't fair. I don't want you to go. And he's like, I know, but we don't have a choice. Aww. I'm so sad. We've arrived here at the train station. This is where all the men leave for war, and I think she's really scared, but she knows that it just is what it is, you know? So she's just gonna say, Samuel, you know, please come back home. Our family is supposed to be together. We want to be together with you for as long as we possibly can. He's like, I'm gonna try my best. He's like, listen, he's like, I'm gonna be with Edward. I'm gonna be with a lot of people. You know, we'll keep each other safe. We'll look out for each other. And he's like, after I leave, go to my mom and dad, tell them that we've been married. They'll then have to give you money. If they don't, then tell them you'll go to the newspaper. She's like, well, I don't want to do that to them. He's like, just do it for me, okay? She's like, oh, okay. So he's gonna come give his son a hug. He's in his military uniform now. He is going to give Max a hug. Oh, poor Max doesn't want a hug, even though he doesn't realize the importance of that hug and that it may be the last one that he ever gets. Look at him looking up at his dad like in such awe. So he's gonna give both his kids a hug. He is so grateful to have these children, but I think he also is like scared because like if he doesn't come home, these children are growing up without a dad, and Elsie's gonna be now without a husband. And I think that he's really sad about that. So it is time for the train to leave, and he is heading off to war with the rest of the young men of the household. So in the next episode on Sunday, we have the war. So it is official. All the guys will be at the battle scene, and we will put the mod into play, and we will see what happens. So make sure you bring your tissues with you, and it'll probably be a little bit of a longer episode, so make sure that you all are prepared for that. I'm thinking about making it a premiere episode. That way we can all watch it together at the same time, and I can be in the chat with you while the episode is happening. I think that would be really cool. So if you'd like to do that, let me know what time and what time zone would be best for you all in order to watch it live, or watch it and be able to be in the chat at the same time. And I will try to make it within the best time amount. I'll try to set it in a good time zone, that way we can all do it together. And hopefully then we'll be able to all see the reaction and see the deaths together. So with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'm gonna say bye for now.